Greetings, YouTube. The wrestling dog ain't happy.
Miro! You wanna fuck with me? Miro! You wanna fuck with me? We can do this every fucking week. We can do this every fucking week. Miro! The Bulgarian Bluto. Gucci Gucci Goo.
Fuck you.
Old Miro. He came to AEW to be his true self, and he's been a fucking preliminary joke. Miro!
Rusev.
No. Miro!
Excuse me, Miro.
We're talking about Bluto, Miro the hero, sidekick Pip, little Pip, and their blonde bimbo.
You stop it.
Pip, me, and a lot of people out there that are listening to me resent the bullshit that you turned our favorite sport and hobby into. And the only way that we get any enjoyment out of it is by taking the piss out of it, Pip.
Little Pip.
By fucking with it. What the fuck is this? Pip got on Twitch. I'm gonna get a Twitch. Any picture, any publicity picture of Penelope Pitstop and Pip, Dick Flip, a diminutive, slappable-faced, high school-looking, uncircumcised prick, and his slutty girlfriend. That's the gimmick.
You know, I don't think you should be calling her slutty or a slut. You tend to sometimes say something flippantly, and it's kind of an empty comment that you just throw out there because you're using a lot of words.
I'm using a lot of words.
But I actually want to commend Rusev and Kip and Penelope for being willing to stand up openly and publicly for the plight of women and to say that terms like slut or slutty shouldn't be used. I want to say I hope that this is just the beginning of things, because if they are truly committed to this cause, to fighting for the injustices delivered to women in the wrestling business and women throughout society, I want to stand with them. I want to see where they're going to go from here. Are they going to call out Chris Jericho for donating tens of thousands of dollars to a man who has been credibly accused by a couple of dozen women of everything from molestation to rape? I'd like to see if they do that. I'd like to see. Does Rusev have the balls? Have the steroids and growth hormone destroyed his balls? Or does he have the balls to call out Chris Jericho for supporting Donald Trump? What about Don Callis? Don Callis, working with AEW, working with the heavyweight champion of AEW. Are they going to say anything about Don Callis? About how disgusting it is that Tony Khan would bring this guy into this company that has such a full woman's roster, considering all the problems that they just had in Impact, the sexual harassment problems, Don Callis' scarlet fever. Are they going to stand up and call out Don Callis and Tony Khan for using him? Maybe go even further and call out the Asper family for the bogus independent investigation into Don Callis. Go ahead, I dare you. Wasn't Kip Sabian's roommate Jimmy Havoc the guy who was accused of forcing himself on a woman? Jimmy Havoc, the buddy and roommate of Kip Sabian and Penelope. I'd like to hear them publicly say stuff about him instead of going after a very popular wrestling commentator and podcast host. I will go there and I will take Rusev by my left hand and Penelope by my right hand. Kip could be in the back. And I will march in there and we could stand up together for women and women's rights in wrestling. If they're committed to women's issues, I would be committed to working with them on that. Or perhaps they're just doing this all for attention because they're bored, because they're barely being used and no one gives a shit about them.
Well, there you go.